This report came about because of Oxfordshire's ambitious growth plans to 2030, and we looked at those plans in terms of where Oxfordshire already has strengths as a local or regional economy, and then also where might the low carbon sectors fit into these ambitious growth plans. So first of all, we looked at what we call comparative advantage, and this looks at whether different sectors in the Oxfordshire economy are stronger or weaker relative to either England or United Kingdom. And then we looked at particularly the sectors that might be important in a low carbon economy and found that actually Oxfordshire has quite a lot of strengths in these sectors.
Oxford University has some exciting new technology in solar photovoltaics, which can generate electricity directly from sunlight, hopefully at lower costs than is achievable at the moment. We have strengths in wind power, we have expertise in biomass technologies. Oxford Brookes University has an excellent department looking at sustainable architecture. These are the sorts of areas that can be capitalised on. Currently, Oxfordshire's homes and businesses spend about £1 billion a year on energy. By improving the efficiency of our homes, our businesses, by improving the efficiency of our transport systems, we could reduce that by about 30% by 2030. Our report shows that we could generate 50% of our electricity and 40% of our heat from Oxfordshire's own local renewable resources by 2030.
We also looked at where would we invest, how much would we need to invest, how would you do the innovation, and how would you get the infrastructure in such a way that you could achieve that economic growth and also achieve a decent quality of life. We developed three scenarios, and we had a scenario which was business as usual, another one which talked about extra activities which are currently planned, and then scenario C was much more ambitious and looks at achieving, for example, demand of 100,000 new homes, 200 kilometres of cycle routes, lots and lots of renewable energy installations and lots of economic growth. What we found was the investment requirements would be up to about £300 million per year until 2030. And the benefits would be something like £1.3 billion a year in gross value added to the economy, and also by 2030 11,000 new jobs.
So for people who commute to work, it's a nightmare to get into Oxford or some of the employment centre at the moment during the morning peak and the afternoon peak. So one of the solutions is extending the park and ride system. You want to capture people a little bit earlier with a second ring around Bicester, Wantage, Didcot ways. And that has been proven to also be environmentally quite sound.
A thing called the Strategic Housing Market Assessment has set out the need for 100,000 new homes, which put in context is 1.8 times the size of the city of Oxford. Where they would go, to what standard they will be built, all of these issues are difficult ones. But actually from the low carbon point of view, if every home we built was zero carbon, all we would have done is not added to the problem. If we actually want to tackle the carbon emissions from housing, what we really need to do is renovate the existing homes. So one of the key ideas in the report is to pursue the idea of a living laboratory. We have lots of technology firms in Oxfordshire doing good work in these sectors, but the idea is to take some of those new technical innovations and trial them in real-life settings locally.
Oxford was part of the Mini E or electric vehicle trials, and this collaboration between different stakeholders there, so it was the manufacturers, the planning authorities, the universities, was so successful that there's now a consortium basically driving this forward. There's Williams Hybrid Power coming out of the Williams Formula 1 team, and they work together with the Oxford Bus Company to develop this quite efficient bus for the park and ride system in Oxford.
I think the key message that comes out of the report is that low carbon is an opportunity for Oxfordshire. We have world-class universities, we have leading research laboratories, we have innovative businesses. That combination can capture a big share of the global market in low carbon. I think the key players in the county have to come together and work together to make this happen. We need innovation. That means that the universities and the research centres have a key role to play. We will need infrastructure development. That means that has to be planned by local government. We need investment. That needs business investment, both for research and development, but also in building infrastructure. So these key partners have to work together in a coordinated fashion to make this happen, so that the benefits for Oxfordshire are achieved at the same time that our local businesses play a major role in decarbonising the global economy.